President Trump celebrated the return of public tours at the White House with a surprise for visitors. He waved to a tour group yesterday and hugged a boy from the crowd. Behind the president, look, who's that? Yes, a portrait of Hillary Clinton when she was First Lady. It's unclear if that was intentional. Clinton is scheduled to mark International Women's Day with a speech tonight in Washington. Jan Crawford is inside the Kennedy Center with a look at how she's reemerging on the national stage. Jan, good morning.
Good morning. Clinton will be speaking here tonight at a ceremony for Vital Voices. That's a leadership group for women that she founded. And if you look at her public schedule, it's a signal she's going to stay involved with the issues she cares about. The former senator and Secretary of State accepted an award yesterday for her work advocating for women.
I've had my ups and my downs. In the last months, I've done my share of sleeping, little soul searching and reflecting.
Longtime friend Mac McClarty says Clinton is working on a new book while pondering her next move.
No one has ever said that Hillary Clinton doesn't have resilience, grit.
McClarty served as chief of staff for Clinton's husband. He says one of her top moments was also her toughest.
This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for, and I'm sorry that we did not win this election.
What was it about that speech that said something to you about Hillary Clinton?
Well, I think all of us, most Americans and most people around the world, admire and recognize when someone is dealing with adversity with strength and courage and faith.
Clinton has remained largely out of sight, though social media posts have captured her hiking in the woods, going shopping, dining out, and catching some Broadway shows. Recent runners-up have handled their presidential defeats in different ways. John Kerry in 2004 and John McCain in 2008 continued their work as U.S. senators. While after the 2012 race,
I so wish that I had been able to fulfill your hopes to lead the country in a different direction.
Mitt Romney went back into business, reemerging 4 years later as a contender for Mr. Trump's Secretary of State.
While I strongly disagree with the court's decision, I accept it.
Al Gore reinvented himself after the 2000 campaign.
As the surrounding water gets warmer, it speeds up the melting of the ice.
His documentary, An Inconvenient Truth, won an Oscar. And his environmental efforts earned him the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think that does speak to the fact that there are other chapters, there are other opportunities out there.
But Washington Post national political correspondent Karen Tumulty says the opportunity has likely passed for the Clintons to remain a dominant force in their party.
In some ways, people see them as a roadblock. A lot of Democrats would like to see the Clintons move aside and give some oxygen for some new voices to emerge.
Now, that said, Chelsea Clinton has recently spoken out. Since the election, she sent a number of kind of feisty political tweets. Just this week, she described the president's immigration policy as disturbing. And she also suggested that the Republican plan to replace the Affordable Care Act was not moral. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future holds for her as well. Gayle?
I know people are taking that she's speaking up, Jan, as a sign of something to come. Thank you very much, Jan. It'll be interesting to see what Hillary Clinton does with her next chapter.
Very interesting.
She's got a lot left to do, I'm sure.